Oh, I'm a mess. I've been on the road for just a couple hours and it's going. And now I can't find I swear. Well, anyway, after quite the emotional meltdown this morning, which it's not that I don't think I can do this, and it's not that I'm necessarily scared of what will happen out on the road. It's just that I love Wilmington and my friends there, and I'm perfectly content as I was, and I know that I've got a tribe of people rooting for me, and then I'm going back and we'll see them all again, but it just doesn't mean that major change is easy. And when I woke up this morning and felt how comfortable my 12-inch mattress was in my heated and cooled house, and the sun was coming out and it's going to be spring soon, and I was like, and there's just something about packing. I've moved all over the country at least 25 times, and there's just something about packing, especially when you're doing it alone, that is not, I don't know, it's emotional. I guess that's like the only way that I can say it. I have to wear these because it's really bright out, and we haven't seen the sun in North Carolina in like 6 months, so it's a big adjustment. So anyway, I kind of had my meltdown, and then I just threw everything in the car. I did a couple goodbyes. I went to the fire department that I spent Hurricane Florence with and said hi and bye to them. I went back to the dealership and showed them what the van looked like, because I think they were a little butthurt about the price I negotiated on the van. And then I took off to Conway. So Conway is one of the oldest towns in South Carolina, and it's a tiny town, but you would have thought that I was parking in Baghdad based on how I secured everything before I got out. And I was like, if I was in my personal vehicle and this was just a day trip, like, I would never do this. I think, you get to a point where you watch so many videos about people freaking out about traveling, or like you only hear horror stories, and if you look for bad news, you will find it. So it was fine. It's like a cute southern town. Anyway, hopefully that will kind of ease up. But I'm driving around the residential area now to try to find some really old, interesting houses. Anyways, so I've not actually gone very far, but Conway, I've always wanted to walk around here, and when I knew that Conway existed, was about the time that Hurricane Florence came, and I could never get out here because all the roads were impassable. So I've never seen Conway, and it's adorable. I did the Riverwalk. It's not nearly as good as Wilmington's, but I'm a little biased. Go ahead, you little ankle biters. Go ahead, yes, cross the street. Good job, okay, yes. Oh God, I'm near a school. I gotta get out of here. I think the lesson of today, which I'll write more about this in my blog, is that if you go for long periods of time being very comfortable, it is harder and harder to make a change. You would think that I was deploying for 5 years. I mean, and I'm not. But it's just, I got comfortable. I moved back to Wilmington 5 years ago, and I hit a stride, and I'm a creature of habit, and that was working for me just fine. And this is a very hard reset on all that, where nobody gives a damn what my schedule is, and I don't have my routine. I'm pretty sure I've driven the same circle about 3 times now. I don't know where I am. I am pretty spent. I didn't even go that far, but just from this morning to driving around to the back roads of South Carolina, where I don't think they've ever paved. It's been a busy day, and I've been up since 5, so I'm pretty ready for bed. But I've got to edit photos and edit video, and I did get to my first stop, and I'm really excited to get into bed. I thought that I'd have all this energy, but travel is not is not necessarily easy. And these photos that these Instagrammers take where the van just looks perfect, and that's bullshit. The second you get your stuff in here, it's a mess. But I did want to show you, I found this nice waterfront park, and it's quiet, and I feel safe, and it's really beautiful. So I took down the desk, and I got myself kind of set up here, and I have this waterfront view. Let me spin this around. I just watched the sunset, and I've got industry in the distance, which I will talk about tomorrow when I go through this town. But what a lovely evening. You know, I was thinking, I'm not far from Wilmington, and so this isn't too terribly different than our waterfront, but I never do this. I have a beautiful city that I live in with a river and oceans, and I never just pack up my stuff and just go down and just enjoy the river and edit my photos there, because why would I? I have a house. I can be inside. And so another interesting lesson that you don't necessarily have to convert a van and spend tens of thousands of dollars to find beautiful scenery. It's probably in your backyard. But I've always known that about Wilmington. I just don't really do it. So, interesting. Anyway, I'm going to watch these boats come in and edit some photos and try to figure out the plugs and everything else, and crawl into bed and get the show on the road tomorrow. So, night everybody.